Christmas Eve and the snow was gently falling. Marie and her little brother Fritz kept taking peeks out the front window, anxiously waiting for the guests to arrive. On this night, there was to be a magnificent party. Ladies in beautiful gowns, gentlemen in tall top hats, delicious sugary treats, and best of all, presents.
I can't wait any longer,
Cried Fritz.
I need to open a present, and I need it now.
Fritz Stone, you may not open presents until after the ball tonight.
His mother scolded.
Oh, please, Mother, we can't take it anymore. We have the winter wiggles.
Mrs. Stallman was not impressed.
I told you both no means.
Just then the doorbell rang.
Finally, shouted Frizz. They're here, cried Marie.
Family and friends gathered in the room, dusting snow from their shoulders, and many hugs and kisses were exchanged.
Where's my Fritzy Poo?
Called Grandma Gertie.
Hide me.
Fritz squeaked and tried to hide behind Marie, but to no avail, Grandma Gertie found him
There you are.
and pinched his cheeks so hard they turned red. Marie and the other children giggled and gathered closer to the tree to admire and stare longingly at the presents.
I believe it's time for a dance.
Mr. Stallman said, and he took Mrs. Stallman by the hand and led the other guests in a dance.
Lovely.
Sighed Marie.
I can't wait to find you.
Fritz laughed at her and stuck his tongue out and mocked her. Just then, a knock came at the door.
But who could that be? Everyone is here,
Said Mrs. Stallman.
It's Godfather Drosselmeyer! Hooray!
Godfather Drosselmeyer was a strange man. He skulked about in a black coat. No one quite knew why he wore it like that. And one might even say he was a little bit crazy. But he was a favorite amongst the children for Marie. He always gave the most amazing presents.
Godfather, did you bring me a present?
Fritz asked as he pulled out the cloak.
Patience, Fritz. I have indeed brought gifts for you all.
And bring them he did. Seemingly out of nowhere, he produced dolls for the girls and toy soldiers for the boys. Marie was the last to receive the gift, and Godfather Drosselmeyer beckoned her over with his finger. From the back of his cloak, he pulled out a very strange-looking doll.
This is a Nutcracker, Marie. He is a very important doll, and I want you to take good care of him.
Marie gently took the doll and cradled him in her arms. I will, she said and smiled. She ran over to the other children to show what she had received. Frizz snatched the Nutcracker from Marie. Ew, he said. What an ugly doll. And he threw the Nutcracker to the floor. Marie and the others gasped. Oh no, you hurt him. He's broken. And she took a handkerchief from her pocket and bound it around the Nutcracker. Frizz was sent to bed without dessert. Finally, it was time to say goodbye, and it was almost midnight, and everyone was well fed and happy. Mr. and Mrs. Salvin went up to bed, leaving Marie to clean up the toys in the front of the Christmas tree. But she was so very tired, and instead picked up the Nutcracker and fell asleep with him in her arms. Before falling asleep, Mrs. Salvin always checked on her children to make sure they were warm and in bed. As she walked to the drawing room to check on Marie, she smiled at the sight of her sleeping daughter. Pulling a blanket over her, Mrs. Salvin leaned over to kiss her child and whispered, "Sleep, my child. May peace attend thee all through the night." Was still. All children know that magic happens best at midnight, and for Marie, it was no different. As the last chimes were ringing, a dark and clothed figure creeped closer to the girl. "Be brave, Marie," he whispered as he threw magic over her and disappeared. At the last chime, Marie awoke with a start. Something wasn't right, and she gasped. The tree, it was grown, and the presents, and the soldiers, and the Nutcracker, and, "Oh no," she said, "they're not growing bigger. I'm growing smaller." As she began to wonder how she had come to be this size, the first squeaks could be heard. Marie froze in fear. She knew what that sound was. Mice. She absolutely hated mice. And then she saw them, large, ugly, furry creatures with big ears, long tails, and swords. These mice had swords, and look there. The largest one of all also had a crown on his head. The mice had a king, and what a king he was, for he had 7 ugly heads. Spotting Marie, the Mouse King cried, "Charge!" While the Nutcracker was filled and blue, the Mouse King was bigger and stronger, and he forced the Nutcracker to the floor. And now, as he raised his wicked blade to end the Nutcracker's life, Marie desperately threw her slipper at the beast's head, temporarily distracting him. The Mouse King hissed and advanced on Marie, and the Nutcracker sprang up behind him with a quick thrust of his sword. The Mouse King was dead. Gathering up their fallen king, the mice dragged him away. Before Marie could exclaim in joy, she heard a twinkling sound and turned to see the ugly Nutcracker, but was no more. In his place stood a handsome young man. He knelt before Marie and offered her the Mouse King's crown.
Thanks to you, the spell that had laid upon me for so long has been lifted. I am a prince of Pineview and must return. Will you come with me? Let me show you the gratitude of my people. We will serenade you with many dances of our own.
Nodding, Marie took his hand and away they went. It was a beautiful place full of sugary delight, and the first of the subjects to greet them were the sugar queens. Oh, Nutcracker, I wish we had more time together. The Nutcracker Prince took her hand.
So you do not forget me or my world. I want to show you my favorite place, Candy Cane Lane.
Marie let him lead her to a seemingly endless street with red and white lights and the fresh smell of peppermint.
Marie opened her eyes with the smell of peppermint still strong in the air. She was back in the drawing room next to the tree, and she was just the right size. The toys were still littered on the floor, but where was the Nutcracker? A knock sounded on the drawing room door. Marie turned to see her Godfather, Drosselmeyer, standing there with a pleasant smile on his face.
Godfather, Godfather, there were mice and soldiers and candy and sweets, and I've lost the Nutcracker.
She was near tears, and Godfather Drosselmeyer patted her on the head and told her not to worry.
What a dream you must have had. Now come and dry your tears. I want you to meet my nephew.
And through the doorway came a very familiar boy. He walked up to her, bowed, and smiled. With a huge smile lighting her face, Marie curtsied and whispered, "Hello, Nutcracker."
All right. This program is dedicated to music from Africa and all the rich variety that continent brings. Africa is well known for its pyramids, deserts, mountains, rivers, and vast wildlife. But did you know that there are 54 countries in Africa with over 1,500 different languages? I only speak one, so I got learn 1,400 more. Good thing I'm young enough to get that, huh? Stop that laughing. So today, Pineview Elementary School will honor that fact by singing only in some of the more well-known languages in Africa: Swahili, Zulu, Yoruba, and Akan. The first group will be kindergarten and first grade, who will begin with a welcome song from Nigeria. This is a popular song sung in the Yoruba language to greet newcomers with blessings. So please help me welcome kindergarten and first grade. Africa, but comes from the country of Ghana. It is a call and response song which is used in a lot of music in Africa. Call and response simply means that a person calls and the group responds or repeats. For instance, if I said, Funga Alafia, who remembers what they said after that? What is it, young people? So, people in the audience, Funga Alafia. Thank you, that's call and response. Very good. The next group that will be performing will be our very own STEM team from the 21st Century Program. And the wonderful captain leading them is Summer Bunyan, who is one of our 5th grade students here at Pineview. They called it gumboot because of the boots they wore. In the mines in South Africa, talking was strictly prohibited. Maybe that's something we'll try next year. We'll put all boots on them and maybe they'll just code by stomping. We'll try that. I'll talk to the principal about that. Because talking was prohibited. And so the miners developed a way to communicate by stomping their gumboots to speak to each other. And it has since spread to many cultures around the world and has become an exciting form of music. Imagine that when you don't talk, but you can create. The next group will be out of our 2nd and 3rd graders, and they will be singing a greeting song sung in Swahili. And their 2nd song is more of a game. Please help and give applause to them before they start.
be sitting on the floor. Now, for this first round, can Mr. McCann and Miss Connor come step in the center of our circle, please? Their song is more of a game, and pay attention because there's going to be 3 different rounds, and I might call on you to be in the 3rd round. Mr. McCann and Miss Connor, I have 2 gold coins in my pocket, and I have 3 white coins in my other pocket. Each of you is going to close your eyes when I say so, and you're not going to look. I'm going to give 1 student a gold coin, another student a gold coin, and 3 students white coins. Everyone else is going to have a fake coin. By the end of the song, it's 45 seconds long, you have to find out who's got the gold coin. And each of you's got to find a different one. They're going to be passing the coins, fake coins and white coins and gold coins. Sometimes they'll drop it, sometimes you might see a flash of gold. Try to spot the flash of gold before the end of the song. All right, close your eyes and look at the ceiling.
No peeking.
Everyone close your hands. All right, you may open your eyes. When the music starts, you can start looking around the circle. Good luck. You're looking for just gold. Mr. McCann, did you find a gold coin?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's got it?
Adonis.
Adonis, open your hands, please. Good job. Miss Connor, did you find a gold coin?
The pressure is on.
Oh, I thought it was Miss Norton, so wait a minute.
One more guess, Miss Connor. One more guess.
They all have golden smiles.
Let's give a hand for Mr. McCann and Miss Connor. Round 2, can I get 3 teachers who want to do this? 3 teachers. All right, Miss Gray, Miss Johnson, and
a lot of fun to play. It is harder than you think. You must really keep your eyes open because you have a lot of little tricksters out there. You can easily play it at home with pennies, rocks, paper clips, anything you have that's small enough to fit in your hand. Give it a try and give it a whirl. Our next group will be our 5th grade C-Say dancers. A C-Tay dancer, C-Tay is a celebration dance and is most commonly performed in West Africa by the people in Guinea. It is danced by men and women, boys and girls, the seasoned and the young. And we hope you enjoy. Please welcome them. No takers on this season, so we enjoy the young. Give them a round of applause. Guys, we should have had 10 girls and guys, but we have other things to do today. Let's give another round of applause. Because they had the courage to show up. The dance, the majority of African music is centered around boys and girls up front. African music is centered around percussion instruments, which are instruments you hit, shake, or scrape. The drum in its many shapes and forms, being the most popular of percussion instruments. And if I'm not mistaken, our own assistant principal was in the Marching 100 as a percussionist. No? He was in the Marching 100, still making music. He does a lot of banging around here though. Thank you, Mr. McKidd. But also versions of xylophone, bells, paddles, and more are used in the music of Africa today. And before our final group performs for you, we would like you to sit back and relax and watch this year's 5th grade montage. Our program, and for our final piece, 4th and 5th grade, we'll be doing a mashup of 2 songs sung in Zulu, Akeho Afani and Siyahamba. Please welcome them.